What's up bikers, I'm Johnny Thompson from Fit for Racing, and if you ride enduro, cross country or even downhill, this will be excellent for you. We're going to explore functional interval training, not only to increase your fitness, but your ability on the bike. Functional interval training, what is it? Well, it's probably something quite different for us than a lot of people, so hopefully you haven't Googled it already and seen all of the trash out there for body pump type sessions and general population stuff. What we're talking about is specifically improving performance on the bike with a very relevant and proven way of training for fitness, interval training. So functional interval training specifically for riding. So I came to develop this functional interval training for mountain bikers because I'm sick of seeing people sitting on turbo trainers, out on the road bike, even doing intervals on those. Yeah, it's a valid way to increase your VO2 max. However, what we're looking at is ability. And Fit for Racing, we're all about creating a holistic, very robust rider, not neglecting any elements of fitness that might in turn hold them back on the bike. So what we're looking at here is strength and agility, balance, coordination, speed, power, all of the elements that create a good athlete, then into a similar type of intensity or interval training session that you could do on the bike, but we want to add more benefit to that same time domain by having these varied movements of the functional training. So we have been using this method for a while, not just with pro riders, but with amateurs as well, and people that have been on the program, and we've seen a massive increase in their fitness and ability on the bike.
1, 2, 3.
So how do we actually do functional interval training? Well, the interval part of it is reasonably simple. It's high and low efforts. Probably if you're familiar with zones, zone 2 and 4 or 5, or what you would say steady state and super intense. So what we want to do is vary the time domains within that depending on what you're doing, but keeping it varied between probably 5 minutes low and 1 minute to 90 seconds high, and then tinkering around with that. But the crucial part of this is the functional training element. Because it's going to be super high intensity, there's a really important principle to remember, that the more technical or the heavier the movement, then the more likely it is to break down. So we want to keep you safe. If you're familiar with the gym, you're very good at high intensity movements with weight and technical movements, then that's great. Something like CrossFit would be good if your form is great. However, if you're not that familiar or confident, then bodyweight will be really good also. So what I'd suggest is start with a bodyweight circuit for a minute in between 5 minutes of steady state cardio on a static bike. So you're going to do the bike, come off, and do some bodyweight movements, of which we'll go into the gym and take a look at Pat doing them. So the steady state cardio element he would do on a turbo trainer, a watt bike, or even an air bike. And these bodyweight movements are going to be super dynamic, 20 mountain climbers, and then 3 over box burpees, so chest and thighs to the ground, a lateral jump over onto the other side, 3 times, so you end up on the other side, and then super dynamic, big tuck jumps. So these tuck jumps, knees up into the armpits, all about power and explosiveness up, which is going to be super good to raise that heart rate quickly. So that's a bodyweight version. Now, we want to increase where we can a little bit more function and benefit by doing these workouts. So if you can do a little bit of weight, even a kettlebell or a dumbbell, that may increase your ability even further. So as I said, just a small amount of weight will make a massive difference. A jumping goblet squat. So nice, safe spinal curve at the bottom, prioritizing that spinal shape rather than the depth of the squat. 7 reps and then 7 what we call Russian swings. So these are very hingy swings. So see what we're doing here? We're doing squats into hinges, which is going to be very good for hip health. And obviously gripping of the kettlebell is going to help upper body and obviously grip. And finally, if you're really good in the gym and you can maintain form, then we've got an ultra good combination of movements, the barbell and pull-up version. 5 thrusters, so big squat, much like the goblet squat before with the kettlebell. With the thrusters, you've got the barbell and you're pressing overhead, making it a massive, massive movement, and you can handle more weight on it. Past 40 kilos there, just gonna drop it quickly, and then get up onto pull-ups. Now, this is entirely up to you. You can do kipping pull-ups, but make sure that you are proficient at them before doing it. Super explosive, massive impact. Even after 1 round, Pat is tired. So again, I'll reiterate that they were different levels of types of things that you can do in the gym depending on your ability. Please, please, please stay safe. And don't hurt yourself in the gym. It's absolutely disastrous when I see people hurting themselves in the gym simply to try and raise their intensity level. So now you know what to do. How often should you do it? If you normally ride a lot and you can't get out for a ride one day for a particular reason, then this is a good way to add some stimulus, get improvement, but then replace that ride that you would have normally done. If you're looking for a training program, I wouldn't suggest that you do this more than 3 times a week, even with lots of variance within it. It would be good to start looking at standalone strength, movements, capacity stuff, and interval training, all as a holistic program, a package, rather than just simply doing this type of training 3 times a week forevermore. It's a good time to say, actually, we have a 2-week free trial at fitforracing.com on all of our programs. It's worth checking those out if you're going to take your bike fitness seriously and let us do all of, I was going to say the hard work, but let us do all of the thinking so that you can do the hard work in the gym. It depends how you look at that. And of course, we are very interested in keeping your time, precious time for riding. So the workouts are very purposeful, condensed, so that you get bang for buck training all of the time so you can spend more time on the bike, you know, and that's what it's all about. I think, in focus, it's your time, make it count. It's exactly our tagline for good reason. So check out the website. Otherwise, until next time, peace.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.